are my March Fibre Arts Favourites. So I mentioned in my last Fibre Arts Favourites that I'm trying to do these videos a little bit more regularly. The world is pretty bleak at the moment. Politically, socially, things are not great in many places across the world. And for me personally, I've been finding it a little bit hard to hold on to like those moments of joy, but just because everything around me and politically, socially, globally is awful. It's actually quite horrible to witness everything that's kind of happening in the world right now. And yeah, I kind of reminded myself that I wanted to do these videos a little bit more regularly, to not only almost like make myself feel a little bit better and to focus on the things that are bringing me joy, but also to like share them as well. So if you are kind of feeling the same way, let me know what your favorites of the month or the first few months of 2026 have been. And I know it's kind of like quite hard to focus on those positives, especially with how things currently are. So if you're feeling the same way, share your favourites, let me know what you have been enjoying. So spring has sprung, finally. It's a very sunny, beautiful day today, and my first Fibre Art favourite for March is spring crochet. I personally think that you can wear crochet and knitting any time of the year. I love a spring and summer crochet piece, and I have quite a few myself, and I have quite a few patterns as well. I love crochet lace, I love t-shirts, I love tank tops, I love little strappy tops, I love dresses. I feel like they are all such fun pieces to make for spring and summer. I have quite a few crochet lace patterns, one being my blossom cardigan, which is a really fun split colour lacy cardigan with this like really fun floral lace pattern. You don't have to make it split colour, you can make it cropped, you can make it long. I think like a long version, a duster length one of these would look absolutely beautiful. You could wear it as a beach cover up, you can wear it as just like a cover up for a wedding, or you know, with a nice dress. You could wear it casually with a pair of jeans like I usually do. So I feel like this piece in particular is really versatile. I love my version. The pink and yellow is like one of my favorite color combinations, and I wear this all the time. It's like a spring and summer staple for me, and I love it when it's blossom cardigan season. In a similar vein, I also have my diamond in the rough cardigan, basically the exact same construction with a split color, but I did a different lace pattern, and it's these fun little diamond shapes. I think this is beautiful, and I feel like the lace pattern is just like a little bit more adult, a little bit bolder, a little bit more chic, and it's one of my favorite patterns that I did last year. Both of those cardigans are written patterns, and they both have lots of visual aids. So if you are new to crochet lace, I know it can kind of look quite intimidating, but honestly, once you get like the rhythm of the stitches and you kind of see the pattern building, it's quite easy to spot like what comes next, and you'll kind of get into that flow. I also love my Daisy for You vest, which is a really beautiful patchwork floral vest. But I decided to do a video pattern for this one because when I released my blossom cardigan, a lot of people were saying that they love the idea of doing crochet lace, but they just learn better with videos, which I totally understand. So I did do a video pattern for this one where I basically show you how to do everything. It's a super simple pattern, like the squares are all 3 rounds, and then we do a join as you go method, so you're kind of like building the vest as you go. It's a beautiful piece, and again, I feel like you could get really versatile with the colors. You could change color on all of the rounds, you can make it longer, you can make it more cropped. You could really get very creative with the colors and the fit of this piece. And like I mentioned, this is a video pattern, and if you would like it, you can find it linked in the description. I also love a slutty little top. I love a little crochet tank top. I love a crochet t-shirt. This one that I'm wearing is one of my latest ones. This is the Titan Tank. It is currently in pattern testing, so it should be available hopefully at the beginning of summertime. But it's such a fun piece. The neckline is inspired by the top that Eren Yeager wears in Attack on Titan when in like the earlier seasons when he's in the Scout Regiment, and I love it. It's like a really fun scrappy piece. I really love the stitch pattern, and it's perfect for a day like today where it's very sunny, it's kind of warm. I can throw a jacket on if I get cold later, and I just think it looks so cute. So sticking with spring crochet, I've been really loving the look of triangle shawls and triangle scarves, and I really want to make my own. I have some yarn in mind in my stash that I'm thinking would look really good in a triangle scarf, because I feel like with spring weather it can be really nice and sunny and warm in the daytime, but as soon as the sun goes down it gets very chilly, and I feel like this is like a perfect thing to just like throw in your bag, to be able to just like cover your shoulders, to have a little extra layer of warmth. And I love seeing how people are styling them, particularly M to the third. I've seen that they just like wear them very casually, like over a t-shirt or a long sleeve top or over a jacket, and I really love the way that they have styled their triangle shawls. They are definitely very like trendy at the moment, and me personally, like I don't typically like really listen to trends. Like I honestly just don't really care. I'll just wear and do what I like, but I really love this, and it's very rare for me to enjoy something that is like technically trending, but I really like it. So I am considering crocheting my own one, but I think they're really cool. I think there's a way to make them look really fun and very chic, and I feel like they will suit like so many different styles as well. So my next favorite is the sunshine. I think that it has been a very bleak and very kind of like dark and dingy winter, but we've made it through. Like I feel like every time this happens in spring, it's like I feel like we're all photosynthesizing and we're all just like, wow, oh my gosh, life really is worth living. And like I saw my friends recently, it's been nice and sunny. It has been genuinely like transformative, I feel like, the past couple of weeks with the kind of the proper arrival of spring. So my next Fibre Art favorite is kind of what I touched on at the start of this video, and it is prioritizing joy. And I think especially with how things are in the world, it's quite easy to feel guilty almost for like enjoying yourself and experiencing joy and not prioritizing your happiness. And like I get it, I totally get it, but I think like for me personally, I really kind of like snapped myself out of that mindset, because that's not helping anyone. And I think honestly that's what they want from us, you know. They need us sad, they need us tired, they need us exhausted, and like that's not helpful for me. It's not helpful for my community, it's not helpful for the world. So I think prioritizing joy and like the things that genuinely do spark happiness in me has made such a big difference. So on to the media portion of my Fibre Arts favorites. I have been reading a lot more. I think I mentioned in my first Fibre Arts favorites of the year that I have been like really reducing my screen time, which has done wonders for like my mental space and like my mental capacity in general, and again just like my happiness and my joy. I've been reading a lot more manga, and I started reading a series called Nana. I had heard people talking about the anime of Nana before, and I can't seem to like find it on any streaming service that I have personally. So I was like, okay, I'll find the manga, I'll start reading it. I am obsessed. Like, it's so fucking good. If you're unfamiliar, this is the cover art for volume 1, and I'm on volume 10 at the moment. It is such a good series. I really wasn't expecting to enjoy it as much as I currently am, but it's basically, I'll put the story up, like the kind of summary on the screen, but it's basically following these two women who moved to Tokyo, and they are both called Nana, and they have this like kind of like chance encounter. They have another chance encounter where they end up like living together, and it's just such a brilliant story in the way it's told, because it really reminds me of like being in my early 20s. Like, it reminds me of being that age where I moved to London like after uni. I didn't know that many people when I moved there. It was like a big city. Like, my life truly kind of changed in a very similar way that theirs did. I was very unlucky in love. I was dating. I had like work and career kind of troubles where I didn't really know where I was going in my life, and I feel like that's very relatable when you are in your early 20s. But being a little bit older and kind of feeling like I found my feet a bit more, reading it feels so nostalgic, because I remember that feeling so vividly. So that's kind of like my relationship with the story and the two Nanas, because I see myself in them a lot, like in various ways, and they are such different characters with such different personalities and lifestyles and friendships and careers and relationships and stuff, but I find them so endearing. It just kind of like really emphasizes that, like, yeah, nobody is perfect, especially when you're in your kind of like early 20s and you're still like figuring yourself out. And it's just such a brilliant story. Like I said, I'm on volume 10. I am thoroughly enjoying it, to the point where I kind of like had to stop myself reading it, because I could feel the hyperfixation bubbling. I could feel the special interest rising. I was like looking up tattoo ideas. I was like, you know, looking up like where I could find the anime. It was just so captivating, and the artwork is amazing. Their kind of like fashion sense in the manga itself is so good. I really want to watch the anime just so I can see it all animated and kind of like see it brought to life. It's also very queer coded, but yeah, I would highly recommend reading Nana. Even if you've watched the anime, I feel like reading it is like probably going to be quite a different experience. So for my next favorite, I have just finished watching a TV show called Common Side Effects. I think I came across somebody talking about it in like the comment section of someone's TikTok once, and I was like, oh, this seems like a cool concept. And I love an animated show, and this is basically a animated Adult Swim TV show where the story is that there's this guy called Marshall who is like a somewhat scientist, and he comes across this magical mushroom that when consumed basically heals any illness and heals any ailment, and he is basically trying to like grow it and share it with the world. But he lives in America, and big pharma and insurance companies and medical companies don't want him to do that. It is kind of crazy, because like this is, and without sounding like a conspiracy theorist, like this is definitely something that could be happening and like nobody really knows about it. Not the literal sense of like there being this magical mushroom. I think especially with the American healthcare system, obviously I am not American, I do not have that much information about it, but I can imagine it's a very lucrative business, and it's quite scary actually thinking about the show, because yeah, technically like this could happen. So it's a really interesting concept, because yeah, we don't know if this is something that has happened, is happening, will happen. In terms of the story, that's all I'm going to give you. I think that that's like all the information you kind of need, and I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but like I think it's just like such a fascinating story. The animation style is also really interesting. It's done in like a really kind of like sketchy and almost like ugly way, but like in a very fun and interesting art style. There's 10 episodes in season 1. I've watched all 10. I would highly recommend watching it, particularly if you are American and you kind of like feel a type of way about the healthcare system, because I feel like you would probably really enjoy it. Apparently there is going to be a season 2. I have no idea when, or I don't have any more information other than I think there is going to be a second season. But it's a brilliant show. I would really recommend watching it if you are into that kind of like almost like fun conspiracy theory type shows. But yeah, it's a very enjoyable and fun TV show. But yeah, that's all of my Fibre Arts favourites for March 2026. Let me know what you have been enjoying for this month as well. Hopefully you guys will be able to prioritize joy and happiness a little bit in the next few months, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll hopefully catch you in the next one.